Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where we review anything and everything. And today we're getting into this brand new Lego set 60487, the Yellow Taxi. It's a 5+ set with 122 pieces. And of the newer sets that came out for January for 2026, the beginning of the year, this is one of the ones I'm actually really excited about. I reviewed a couple of ones that already came out for this year. Particularly, I believe the new Spider-Man with the Venom versus Sandman that I recently reviewed. I did the Grogu one, Mandalorian Grogu one, and I also did the new Spider-Man Daily Bugle set. But this right here is something that is for the city line, but it's also I'm very excited about. And the reason why is because Lego, to what my knowledge, at least definitely not in recent years, have done just a basic Yellow Taxi. Now, I believe that they did the Yellow Taxi in the larger modular Daily Bugle set, that one that was like about $300+. But other than that, for people who want to do a city build and you don't have taxis, I think people will make their own generic ones. But this is great because you really could kind of populate, if you got a city, just populate it with taxis. And I think that's great. Now, if you get this as of now, I'm going to have a link in the description. It's pretty much $15. But if you catch it, like say down the line and it's on sale, you can see the guys here, the taxi driver and whatnot. If you catch it on sale at some point down the line, this would be great. If it gets at all on sale to the point where $10 or less than that, this is definitely will become a thing. Say if maybe about 6 months from now, if this thing goes on sale and gets around that price point of even like say $7, like half off, this is the kind of set you really want to just buy a whole bunch of, I feel. So here you go. Obviously I do the design of the booklet because it's a 5+. And there are no stickers here. It comes with 2 minifigures. I do think it's a little bit pricey though, relative to, like say if you get the sports car, there's a new sports car one that's out, that one's $10. So you're paying $5, which is normally the price that I view what a minifigure, generally what they kind of go for. But it does kind of suck that you're paying $5 for that minifigure. I wish this set was even normal price, maybe $12 would be a better price. But nonetheless, I think it's definitely one of the sets that's really kind of, I think it'd be a high demand just off the fact that, you know, it is a taxi and would go in any cities. But we're gonna put this together and come back and finish the review. All right, guys, we are back. And let's take a quick look at the minifigures, get them out of the way first. So here you can see this guy with the flat cap on. He does not have double-sided face because of the flat cap. And I really actually like this flat cap. I almost thought this was the same figure from the To the Corner, but he's not. You know, after taking a look at that character has he has a flat cap, but he also has like a hoodie going on. He's the guy who cleans the chimney. But first in my mind, I almost thought it was the same guy just because that's similar style. You see that he's got almost like a little vacation shirt going on. Very typical cab driver kind of look in terms of what they show, like say in media, like the movies or something like that. So I think that came out really nice. And here you have this lady who's vacationing. And I remember someone saying in another review where they end up using this top torso for another figure in a different set and different legs. But the thing about it is these two go together. You can see right there that line where the blue from the upper part of the pants comes down into the, you know, the lower region. So, and it does the same on the back here. So she has her regular face and vacation face with the shades. And let's get to the star of the show, the cab, which I think is really nice. And knocked all these little guys over right here. I think the cab is really nice. Now it is a 6-stud wide. Now on some vehicles, they do the, you know, 6-stud wide, usually like the trucks, they'll do the 6-stud wide, but then they'll actually do jumper plates in the inside. They'll use like maybe the door panels so that way they can get 2 people next to each other. A lot of the smaller cars, they don't do this. I recently bought like one of the sports cars. I think it's like electronic sports car one that I reviewed on the channel, and it had a similar design to this with little trunk area. So these two are pretty much about the same. You see there, you've got the laptop and the luggage fitting inside the back trunk. You can see the back trunk space right there. So I think it's nice when they do that. It adds that level of, you know, realism that the person's able to pack stuff into the trunk. So that's cool. And then here, Bricksburg is where they're on the way to. Fun little fact is Bricksburg. And you see the airplane there, the new airplane set, the airport with airplane set, has that as one of the locations on it. Which, little side note, I actually think that set looks really nice, but I really think they almost should have done that set around the same time that they done the previous year's airplane, or whenever that came out. I'm not sure if it was a year ago or 2 years ago, because that set used to be on sale. I think at the normal price is like $120. It's gone down on sale to like $90 before, but now it's back up because it's almost in its final you know, like months or a year of it being out, I believe or assume, whereas the airport just came out. So it sucks sometimes when they have, you know, sets that go hand in hand and then they are leaving. So yeah, but anyway, taking the roof off of this, and of course it doesn't want to come up. We'll take the whole windshield off, leave it off for now. So you can see here, you got your standard driving, let's zoom in there a little closer. You got your standard, you know, steering wheel setup going on here. Like I said, your standard steering wheel setup going on here. And then this is the little, the patron, if I say that right. I always butcher that word, but you know, the divider there. And then you have this piece that sticks right on it for the little kind of map, the GPS, letting somebody know that, you know, in the back, hey, you're heading to your destination. Like most cabs kind of have that nowadays with electronics. So I think it's cool, the fact that you have a setup that can hold 2 people. That's actually pretty good. And to have trunk space, and you have engine space, because this is a hybrid. I made the batteries go facing opposite direction, but yes. So I think that that's cool. The only thing, like you mentioned at the beginning part of the video, is I really just think that the price on this is a little high. And of course, usually sets like this will go on sale later on, being there's a brand new set that just came out for January. It's gonna be in that price range right now, where it's at its peak of its price, which is $15, but let's see, can I close this while it's like this, or is it not gonna close? Sometimes I don't like get people to sit all the way down inside. Let me get them to sit all the way down, so that way, there we go. There we go, we got both people sitting inside there. I think that looks nice. Like I said, my only issue with this set is it's a bit pricey at $15. It does give you a little more than, say, what you would get in, you know, an extra figure versus what you would get in, say, like the sports car. They have a newer sports car than the one I recently reviewed. I think there's a brand newer one that just came out. I think the one that I got, I just recently reviewed a red one. I don't remember if that's the latest one or if that was like from a previous year and whatnot, but that kind of set goes for like $10. So $5 extra for a minifigure. I get that minifigures, generally you think of them as the value of $5, but sometimes in these smaller sets, you can get 2 figures and it doesn't have to be that price. So like, I don't think that, you know, that should necessarily be the case. Yeah, so I do think it feels like it hits a little hard in terms of the price for what you're getting. Yeah, but other than that though, I definitely think it's a nice set. It's one of the sets I was most appealed by. I think it's one of those kind of universal sets that really can go into any like other, like, you know, setup that someone has, because if you got a city build, this is gonna go in it. And this is one of those, the one thing that's really good about this type of set is you could really multi-build with this. I don't want to use the term army build because it's not like a army thing like they would say with a Star Wars kind of set. But essentially, for lack of a better word, you can army build with these, or we'll say city build. You could city build with these because it really does build up the city to have the cabs all over the place. I think the only time that I remember recalling seeing a cab, and I don't, the design was obviously not the exact same, but was in the Daily Bugle, the modular set, the older big modular set. But this right here allows people to have access to the taxi, which I think is like really awesome. Very much compliments the new airport. and all kind of cars that are like this. Like if you have the police car and all these kind of things, they just work great for building up a city. Anyway, you guys, links gonna be in the description down below, as I mentioned before. And as always, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.